What's up, legends? It's been a while since I've dropped in, so I thought I'd give you an update as I haven't been on social media very much for the last couple of months. So what I'm going to cover in this video is why did I leave Apollo? First of all, thank you to all the people that have reached out and asked me what's going on, why I left, what's happening. I appreciate the support. I'll dive into that in this video. What have I been doing over the last few months since I resigned and then was pushed out of Apollo? The current projects that I'm working on. Then I'll cover my short-term plan as well as the long-term plan. First of all, why did I leave Apollo? Well, put simply, we delivered. I went in with James. He was fired without my knowledge. He was basically the only coach that was supporting me through the professional fight team that I'd built, the Athlete Factory and the athlete program that was unfolding there. This time last year, I was offered a piece of the pie to go into Apollo and help them build that. They withdrew that offer around 4 months into that process. So that kind of left a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth, as well as misalignment with management over that time. It became pretty obvious that molehills became mountains, and it just wasn't in me to hang around and deal with the lack of support essentially that I got from management, as well as the loss in trust and respect. I won't go into too many details on a public forum, however, we just were misaligned. I went back to Australia in April, spent a couple of weeks back there, caught up with my mates for Anzac Day, had an amazing time with friends and family. Got back to Thailand, walked into Apollo, and within the first week, James had been fired. I asked some questions in a meeting, wasn't happy with the answers, and essentially resigned on the spot. So there was a number of things that came up that, I felt confident resigning on the spot and saying this ain't the right place for me anymore. So I gave my 30 days notice with the intent to be a professional, hand over the fitness department to the guy that I'd actually brought in as my intern. Sounds like history is repeating itself. He didn't stab me in the back though. It was basically management that sent me an email and told me to fuck off like 6 days later or something. So I walked out of there. I was in fight camp with Dennis, the Bosnian Menace Puric, as we were heading on the road to Rodtang. So I ended up running his training sessions at the lake, right across the road from my friend's place, Tarntara Spa. We did a recovery session with the rugby boys there, and I saw the potential to have a live-in resort. They had a heap of massage rooms out the back that could easily be turned into accommodation. A good restaurant there, there's a pool, a steam room, ice baths, etc. So I thought I could tie in with those guys, potentially renovate some rooms, offer that as an option for fighters coming out here in fight camps and things like that, link in with their restaurant, create a meal plan and some form of meal preparation system for those guys that are going to be cutting weight, etc. That was a long-term strategy. However, we needed a short-term strategy to get people in the door and make it a viable option. So the first thing was I was running my group training sessions at the lake across from Tarntara. Ran into some issues there, obviously rainy season in Thailand. I asked the cafe to open their hours a little bit earlier so people would come and get a coffee at 8 o'clock, start the training session at 8:30. They did that, but just due to the weather and the lack of stickiness, unfortunately, that didn't really take off, so I also started building the foundations at Phuket Grappling Academy. Phuket Grappling Academy is the best no-gi grappling academy in Phuket. Ben's a great guy. He opened his doors to me a couple of years ago when I was fired from Tiger and I had fighters in fight camp within the last 4 weeks. So Ben opened his doors, allowed me to train my athletes there. That was the more kind of short-term to long-term option at the time before Apollo then approached me and offered me a piece of the pie. So I took that, things didn't work out. I'm back at PGA now, running morning classes Monday to Friday, 3 strength, power, endurance sessions, and 2 speed conditioning endurance sessions. PGA's got a solid S&C area as well as easy access to hill runs where we can do time trials and power endurance based conditioning. I'm also in the process of getting some more flooring, some more equipment, and making the place a little bit more homely, opening up some more space for training to give me more options. One, with numbers for the training session, but also two, space and options for different training systems, different training styles. PGA is in a central location, very easy access to the south of the island, and it draws a lot of high quality athletes into their jiu-jitsu program. I've also been a lot more active as an athlete recently. I've played more rugby games in the last year than I have in probably the last 2 years. I also represented the Thailand Tigers in a South Asian Aussie Rules football tournament after playing only 2 games of Aussie Rules football. So that was a great experience that occurred a couple of weeks ago. I really enjoyed that, met some new friends, made some good connections, and just enjoyed getting back on the field and competing again. I'm also toying with the idea of having another MMA fight or maybe a Muay Thai fight before the end of the year. So we'll see how the next few months roll out. I also recently offered my services to the Phuket Andaman FC, which is a tier 3 professional football team here in Phuket, Thailand. They took me up on that offer, so I've been working with them since early August, and the strategy is to implement a periodized strength and conditioning program to get them through the season with a strong, healthy team list, so they're peaking at the end of the season. In addition to these projects, I've also taken on some more in-person clients as well as online coaching clients, supported through the Coach by Cobes training app, which is the system that I continue to build out so that I can operate from anywhere in the world. Currently, I have the strength, power, and conditioning modules available. If you want access to any one of those 8-week training programs, hit me in the comments, send me an email at info@coachbycobes.com. The Injury Fixer, the Armor Maker, and the Axe Sharpener are 2-week modules which I'm currently building out. These 3 modules are going to tie in with my 6-week transformation fundamentals package, which is going to teach you the basics of building a solid foundation that you can sustain all year round. I'm also in the process of editing training programs that are completed with numerous high-level professional athletes, including Piotr Yan, Arman Sarukian, Damir Ismagulov, Anatoly Melikan, to name a few. These programs will be primarily focused on a 6-week fundamentals program, followed up by a 6-week Reach the Peak training program. Right now on the website, available to the public, I only have the Build the Base pack, which is phase 1 of the 3-phase 6-month training system. Phase 1 is corrective exercise concepts and the 10 in 20 module. Corrective exercise concepts is a nod to the industry experts that I've learnt from and been mentored by over the years. And the 10 in 20 module is my nod to the CrossFit training system, which gives us 10 training sessions that you can complete in under 20 minutes. Phase 2 is the ramp package, which includes mobility sequences, transitioning from beginner through to advanced, a stability module, which consists of a number of sequences that will keep your joints healthy, functional, and injury-free. The prime module is what I use to bridge the gap between the warm-up and the training session. I'm doing some exercises that are priming and upregulating the system so that I can get the most out of training. That is the ramp package, which is 60 days access to the Coach by Cobes training app. And the big daddy is phase 3, which is the Live, Train, Perform Foundations program, made up primarily of the strength module and the conditioning module. However, mobility, power, stability, skill-based work are also modules that play a role within the Live, Train, Perform Foundations program. Phase 1 of the training program is for people who have minimal time, 20 to 30 minutes a day, a couple of times a week. Phase 2 is for people to remove the junk training that they're doing in their training sessions, add in these 18 mobility, stability, priming routines that are going to get you prepared for your upcoming training session. And then phase 3 is the Live, Train, Perform Foundations program, which is essentially the takeover. This system allows you to mix and match, plug and play these different elements of training to make up a training session. Think about each module as pieces of the jigsaw puzzle, and I can put these pieces of the jigsaw puzzle together to then lead into a training session. For example, if I have a power development training session today. I'm going to start with something from the mobility module, something from the stability module, and then something from the prime module to then lead into and upregulate the systems to get the most out of that power development training session. The short-term plan is to continue building out Phuket Grappling Academy, lay some flooring out, get some more equipment in, start promoting, marketing those classes, building that system out, getting my athletes into the program and showing our work. And I need to implement a periodized training program with a football team to have them peaking at the right time. The rest of my time is dedicated towards building out the online platform so I can base myself anywhere. Long-term strategy is going to be dependent on how this short-term strategy rolls out over the next couple of months. There's a potential that I go back to Australia. I do miss my family and friends a little bit. I am currently the cool uncle who flies in a couple times a year. So I've been in Thailand. It'll be 7.5 years by the end of this year. So I think it's time that I at least go home for a couple of months. I've got a few athletes on the Sunshine Coast, a number of friends within the region. So it makes sense to go back there. I need to take care of some admin, some residual stuff left over from my army days. We'll see how the next couple of months plays out. I'm going to be minimizing my social media time as much as possible. I just thought I'd drop in here, let you guys know what's going on, give you an update. The only program I have on the website right now is the Build the Base pack, which is the 10 and 20 module and the corrective exercise concept. In the background, ramp package available. If you want access to that or more information on that, send me a DM or send me a message, hit me in the comments. Any of those other training programs that you're interested in, they are ready in the background. However, I haven't linked them to the front end yet, and I'm not going to bother doing that until I build out the entire system so that I can create amazing packages to deliver a high quality product to you guys. So that's it from me today, guys. I appreciate all you guys for reaching out, checking in, seeing how everything's going, sending my love. Peace.